Okay, I believe we are live now on DSG.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Dr. Suresh, for agreeing to do this session. Wow, how are you?
yeah, I'm doing good. My pleasure to be one more time to be in your channel, in your group. My pleasure.
Yeah,
I'm doing good.
thank you so much. And it's so good to stay connected even though we are still having COVID all around the world. Yeah.
Right,
So, yeah, but everybody is working hard. In Malaysia, all of us are working hard for our research.
right,
So
right.
let me just, go to the questions. I have quite a number of questions about the updates that you have in
Yeah.
Racks. Yeah. So I understand that you just launched a new mailer digest, which is called Next Street 1.0. So maybe you want to
Mhm.
explain to us what is it all about and what was the idea? Okay, go ahead.
Right, right. So basically, what happened was that when I work in racks. First of all, I have my research projects going on in racks, and because I read so many papers, so every project will have so many papers listed, and many of the papers, whenever I find some very interesting paper in racks, I will just add it to the literature list. Then what happens is, but then I am so busy with other things also, and also there are so many other papers to read that I start forgetting that these are the papers that I had to read. So the pile keeps going up and up and up, but then I just started forgetting about them. But then later on, I realized that what happens if let's say that I'm reading a paper right now, and then many times what happens is that a very related paper is lying somewhere in my reading list as a to-do list, and I am yet to read it, but I have sort of like forgotten about it because there's so many papers that's lying there. So what I did was I thought that, well, is it something that happens to me, or is it something that happens to other people also? So I started talking with a lot of different researchers, users of racks, non-users of racks, and I found out that this is something that happens to almost everyone. That whenever you're reading something and there are a whole bunch of papers that are in your to-do list, and you might want to know what is the next thing to read based on what you're currently focusing on, right?
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, so
Mm,
what I did was that I was like, okay, all right, since the to-do list keeps getting piled up, and not every paper is going to be important at that moment right now, right?
mm.
So let me bring that paper from your to-do list in front of you as an email saying that, hey Anita, because you have read this paper, this is another paper that's sitting there unread, which you might want to read, which is very closely related to what you just read.
Right. Wow. And Rex can do that simply because it's AI, right? I mean, you don't have to
Right, right.
burden your brain to
Right,
find.
right.
Okay.
So it
Understood.
looks into
Mm,
it looks into your activities, which paper, which aspect, which page of the paper, and so on. And I
mm,
got really good feedback. One, I should mention Dr. Vijay Kumar from one of the LUVAs, one of the top agricultural research labs in India, and he uses us, and he actually gave us that feedback that, hey, this is can be something which is really good. So we thought that,
mm.
okay, we are getting really good feedback from serious researchers as well, senior researchers as well. So we thought that, okay, let's do this. And that's
Right.
how we started it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. And I agree with you. A lot of researchers are having the same problems, similar problems, yeah? When
Right.
you read one paper and then you forgot and then you got to catch up. So I think this is a great idea. Um can you help us? How does it work? Are you going to do a demo for us, or yeah, is that
Yeah,
what you're going to
sure.
do? Okay.
So I can just show you. It's very simple, actually.
Yep.
So let me just share my screen.
Yep.
And what happens is that you just have to make sure that this is your home page for Racks, and
Okay.
you just have to make sure. Let me just log in. And all you need to make sure is that you go to your profile, you go to the profile over here, and then over here there is settings, right?
Mm,
You go to
mm.
settings, and you just need to make sure that your in the utility emails, this is checked, the
Right.
weekly digest for utility emails, right? So this is checked. So once that's checked, then what you need to do is you need to that's it. You don't have to do anything. You keep reading, you keep working on your projects, and Rax is going to do the magic for you. So what happens is whenever there is something, Rax sends you this email, this sort of an email,
Mm. Okay.
right? Together with the, so
Mm.
it already does this weekly recommendations, right? It already
Mm.
gives you other papers related to what you're currently reading, but it piggybacks and sort of it gives you this as well at the end, like papers that
Mm.
are lying in one of your research project which you're currently working on, and if there is a paper that is very closely related to what you're currently reading or what you're currently working on, that will also come up together with it. So earlier, what used to happen was only the recommendations would come, which means those papers which are outside your reading list, like papers that would come which is related to your current work, but you have not yet gotten them inside your
Mm.
collection. But apart from that, right now what's going to happen is this is also going to come, which is those papers that are lying inside your collection, but as a to-do list. Now that
Okay.
paper is going to come specifically, which is related to what you are currently working on.
Right. Okay. So can I say that if, let's say, I have a list of, let's say, 10 papers, and I load it to racks, and then I keep reading, then other papers are going to come to me, right? That's the idea,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say that you have 10 papers
Mm.
in your reading list, and out
Mm.
of that, let's say you have read three papers, and this is the
Mm.
fourth paper that you're reading, and then there is the remaining six papers. Out of them there are, like, say, two papers that are very related to certain aspect of this fourth paper which you're reading. So those two papers will come, and it will nudge you saying that, hey Anita, why don't you
Mm.
read the next paper? The next paper should be this paper, which
Wow.
is
Okay.
which is lying there in your collection, but not you have not yet read that.
Okay. All right. Understood. I understand the feature, and I think this is so important because people like me, we are easily distracted. That's my
Hmm.
problem when I was doing research. Easily distracted because there are so many articles that you need to read, right? So if RACs
Right,
can help us stay focused to that scope of research, I think it's a great idea. Yeah.
right,
Okay.
right. That
So
was the
that's
idea.
the
Yeah,
only thing. The only thing is just to keep our what was it just now? Is it email?
yeah.
Can you,
Just
yeah,
over, just over here, you go to your profile,
profile,
and then over here, go to settings.
settings, okay.
And then over here, this is by default, it is checked. So you don't have to
Right.
worry. If you just make sure that you don't uncheck it.
Okay, okay. So utility email, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
utility email.
Right. So I think this is gonna help a lot of people.
Right,
That's the other thing about what we have been thinking. Remember the early adopters of Rex in the SG,
right,
yeah? What we want
right.
to do is we want to get connected to them, and I will let you
Hmm.
know when this is gonna happen, and then we want to
Great.
sort of demo with them what they have been doing,
Fantastic.
on, yeah, on the SG. So if they have any questions, then they can come to you.
Sure,
So
sure.
I think with this update, it will make a lot of people happy. Sorry, because
Great.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. And I can see why this it can change a lot of things, especially when right now people are saying that there are so many things to read, like we don't know how to focus, all those problems.
Right, right.
Every day on the SG, people keep commenting about where do I go from here. I've got this title and I don't know what to do. So I believe
Right,
that
right.
this video will actually travel to a lot of other groups, and I
Yeah,
do hope that they will come and try Rax, right? So
surely.
I believe that we've got early adopters here in Malaysia as well, and we've got quite a number of
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
already
Surely,
trying.
surely. Yeah.
So
Right.
okay, so thank you so much for that. This
Thank
is
you.
this is mind blowing, yeah, and I really appreciate the hard work that your team is doing. I think it's fantastic, Suresh.
Our
And
pleasure. Yeah.
we are all so far apart. Like everybody is living everywhere in the world, but we are all connected in just one channel. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
thank you so much for helping us to do this. So hopefully that we are able to do the next one maybe. So I'll talk
Yeah.
to your
Surely.
team, on
Yeah.
how we can
Sure.
do this. I would love to bring the early adopters, on stream together like this, and
Great.
then we can then ask them what they have, what are their experiences with using
Right.
Rex. Okay. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much,
Absolutely.
Rich. So
Yeah. Bye
I'll
bye.
end it here. Yeah, and
Yeah,
afterwards
yeah,
I'll share this information.
yeah.
Okay,
Sure,
thank you,
sure.
Suresh.
Yeah. Bye,
Bye.
bye, bye, bye.
Bye. Bye.